Welcome back to Smart Dollar Mindset, the channel dedicated to helping you achieve financial freedom through smart money habits and investing. Today, I want to take you on a journey, a very personal and relatable one, about how I managed to pay off my student loans in just 3 years. For many people, student loans feel like a lifelong burden. They weigh on your mind, limit your choices, and keep you tied down for decades. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. With the right mindset, strategy, and discipline, you can crush your student loans faster than you ever thought possible. Over the next minutes, we're going to dive deep into the exact steps I took, the sacrifices I made, the lessons I learned, and the habits that not only allowed me to pay off my loans quickly, but also set me up for long-term financial success. Stick with me until the very end, because I'll share the most important mindset shift that completely changed the game for me and can do the same for you. Understanding the weight of student loans. When I graduated college, I had nearly $45,000 in student loan debt. At the time, that number felt like an anchor around my neck. Every month, hundreds of dollars would go out just to cover the minimum payments, and yet the balance barely seemed to move. Like so many others, I wondered if I'd be stuck with this debt for the next 20 or 30 years. The first lesson I learned is that student loans aren't just financial, they're psychological. They create a sense of limitation, making you feel like you can't move forward with your life. You start making decisions based on debt instead of dreams. Do I buy a car? Do I move out of my parents' house? Do I save for a future home? Every decision seemed tied to this giant number looming over me. But the truth is, student loans are not an unbeatable monster. They are simply a financial problem with a financial solution. And once I shifted my mindset from victim to strategist, everything began to change. Step 1. Facing the reality. The first step in my journey was facing the numbers head-on. Too many people avoid looking at their total loan balance because it's overwhelming. I did this at first, too. I thought, if I just pay the minimum every month, eventually it will go away. But the reality is, with interest accumulating, minimum payments barely scratch the surface. So I sat down and pulled every detail of my loans, the balances, the interest rates, the terms, the monthly minimums. I created a spreadsheet that showed me the exact picture. It wasn't pretty, but it was real. This step was crucial because you can't win a game if you don't know the score. Once I had the numbers, I could start building a plan. Step 2. Choosing a strategy. There are different methods to paying off debt, but I had to choose one that worked for me. The two most popular are the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. The debt snowball focuses on paying off the smallest loan first to build momentum, while the debt avalanche focuses on paying off the highest interest loan first to save the most money long term. I chose a hybrid approach. I started with the avalanche method because I wanted to save on interest, but I also made sure to celebrate small wins along the way by clearing out smaller balances when I could. That gave me both the financial benefit and the psychological boost to keep going. Step 3. Cutting expenses drastically. This was where the real sacrifice came in. To pay off my loans in just 3 years, I had to create massive room in my budget. That meant cutting expenses aggressively. I moved into a modest apartment with a roommate to cut rent costs. I sold my car and switched to public transportation for a while, even though it was less convenient. I stopped eating out and started meal prepping at home. I canceled subscriptions I didn't truly need and became very intentional with every dollar I spent. At first, these sacrifices felt painful. Watching friends go out for expensive dinners or buy new gadgets while I held back was tough. But I kept reminding myself every dollar I didn't spend was a dollar closer to freedom. One real-life example that helped me stay motivated was tracking my progress monthly. I'd update my spreadsheet and see the balances going down. That visible progress made the sacrifice worth it. Step 4. Increasing income. Cutting expenses was only half the equation. To accelerate my loan payoff, I had to increase my income. That meant getting creative. I picked up side hustles, freelance writing, tutoring, even driving for rideshare apps on weekends. I asked for extra shifts at work and negotiated raises when I could. Every extra dollar of income I earned went directly toward my student loans. This was the game changer. Instead of taking 3 decades, I shrank my repayment timeline dramatically by throwing thousands of extra dollars at the debt. I treated my student loans like an emergency. It was all hands on deck until the debt was gone. Step 5. Staying disciplined. The hardest part of paying off student loans quickly isn't the math, it's the discipline. There were times I wanted to give up. Times when I thought, maybe I should just enjoy life and pay the minimums like everyone else. But then I reminded myself what was at stake. Freedom. Flexibility. The ability to invest, save, and build wealth without this constant weight on my shoulders. That vision of a debt-free life kept me going. I also built accountability into my process. I told close friends about my goals so they could keep me in check. I avoided temptations by unsubscribing from store emails and staying off shopping apps. I stayed laser-focused on the finish line. Real-life example. My one breakthrough moment came when I paid off my first $10,000. I remember logging in and seeing the balance drop below $35,000. That was the moment I realized this was possible. Before that, the number seemed so huge it felt impossible. But crossing that milestone gave me unstoppable momentum. Another moment was when I had to turn down a vacation with friends. It was tempting, and I felt like I was missing out. But when I finally made my last student loan payment, I realized the sacrifice was worth far more than that one trip. The power of mindset more than anything, what allowed me to pay off my loans in 3 years was mindset. I stopped seeing debt as normal. I stopped believing that student loans had to be a 20-year burden. I adopted the mindset that debt was an emergency to eliminate as quickly as possible. This mindset shift made the sacrifices feel temporary instead of permanent. It made the extra work feel like an investment in my freedom. And it gave me the energy to push through even when it wasn't easy. Final thoughts. Paying off student loans in 3 years was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it was also one of the most rewarding. It taught me discipline, sacrifice, and the power of a clear plan. More importantly, it gave me my life back. Without student loan payments, I suddenly had hundreds of extra dollars every month to save and invest. I was able to start building wealth, planning for the future, and living life on my own terms. And here's the truth. If I can do it, so can you. You may have more debt or less income, but the principles remain the same. Face your numbers. Choose a strategy. Cut expenses. Increase income. Stay disciplined. And most importantly, shift your mindset from debt being normal to debt being unacceptable. Financial freedom isn't about earning millions. It's about taking control of the money you already have and using it intentionally. Student loans don't have to define your life. With focus, determination, and the right plan, you can pay them off faster than you think. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found value in this video, please subscribe to Smart Dollar Mindset, hit the like button, and share this with someone who's struggling with student loan debt. This channel is dedicated to helping you build wealth, break free from financial burdens, and achieve lasting financial independence through smart money habits and investing. Remember, your student loans don't own you. You own your future. Start today, and one day soon, you'll look back at your debt-free life with gratitude for the sacrifices you made.